raid everybody associated with you niggas. I give the authorities a probable cause warrant to come hit the studio because somebody out here done threatened Charleston. So I'm telling these niggas, homie. So yeah, nah, homie, and then. So they're already watching these niggas. So once they go to making phone calls saying woo 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 woo, well shit, man, we got enough evidence. Let's go ahead and get this. And we got a witness that's willing to come forward, and that's me.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been.
All right, Trump. Another thing I wanted to ask you, Gotti. You know what I'm saying? The internet be talking and be buzzing, and they making it seem like Geechee got static with URL or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, they making it seem like, you said something like, if Nitty ain't on Summer Madness, we riot. You know what I mean? Yeah. You threw something out there, so they got, what's your relationship like with URL right now?
My relationship with URL always gonna be intact, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they fucks with me, I fucks with them, you know what I'm saying? It's a dope relationship as far as like for the dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Like they understand what I bring to the table just as much as I understand, you know what I'm saying, what they bring to the table and what they do for the culture. So I feel like we got one of them type of things, like they know when they need me, like, yo, Gotti, yeah, we need that. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. It's all right, I'm pull it up, man. Who needs that? What? Let's do it, But at the same time, I think the disconnect with fans or Illa Ballers and myself, this ain't no knock to niggas because everybody's their own man, you know what I'm saying? But I just think I'm more like a free range. I don't want to say it like that, but I got to because you can't be owning all spots. I'm more of a boss. You know what I'm saying? Than a lot of motherfuckers, you dig what I mean? So in the aspect of I might be looked at as, oh, he doing this, like why not do this battle on URL, or why you doing this like I'm taking from something, but no, that's not what's going on. We're literally our own bosses as well, you know what I'm saying? Like we meet in the middle, like my conversations with Smack and Bees and Chico always gonna be love and respect, you know what I'm saying? Because they bosses in what they do, you know what I'm saying? I think other battlers at times might haven't reached that plateau and they, you know what I mean, in they line of work yet, you know what I'm saying? Like to where you can just do what you want to do or try to do what you want to do without feeling like you owe something, you know what I mean? I feel like once you come, it's all about respect and the way that you handle these conversations, you know? You are what you negotiate in the business, you know what I'm saying? So when you get up there and speak and what you do behind these closed doors, when you sign these deals and making these deals, it's all up to them, and I go in with more of a boss's mindset, you know what I'm saying? So it's never no beef with me at all or them, you know what I'm saying? I just think when you're looking at it as a fan or somebody outside and you hear me say, if Nitty ain't on there, we ride, that's just me really just saying, like, nigga, if he ain't outside, man, it don't matter, he on the ride. Still going down. If you a real Nitty fan, you pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you still get Nitty. Not like that, though, but like, well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to see real Nitty, right? Okay, boom, pull up. He right here. He finna go crazy. Same shit. You want to see A-Ward? He right here. You know what I'm saying? And we still pulling up to Summer Madness. We still gonna be at Charlotte. Turn it up on stage. D-Smack, what's the deal, girl? Let me get some of that heat to the stage. I ain't battling. So now they get to see me. I get to be up there and be drunk with Smack. I don't think I had a chance to be drunk and loaded in a battle in years. You hear me? I had a chance to just kick it. I ain't just get loaded and draw. I want to say it like that, but I ain't got a chance to relax and just have my foot down at no battle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody around me be having the time of their life. You know what I'm saying? We be lit. You see how we be having.
It's fabulous, stupendous. Doesn't have to be. Put the gun down.
Just be in the zone, right? I'm in the zone. I got war on my mind. I got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? I got a brand to uphold. Now I get to, you feel me, get to do what I do, but I also don't got the pressure of remembering fucking 100,000 bars. I've seen you a few times when you got to enjoy a battle and you get in the back and really enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Soon the party, I'm like, oh yeah. When I get a chance to, you feel me? And then that's what it is, you know? But definitely, man, I've been working on the music, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something, you feel me? That's something I was trying to work out too at URL, man. Hopefully that shit can still go down, man. I definitely, like, my goal was to be performing at Summer Madness, man. Like, that'd be fun. Trying to do something different, you know what I'm saying? Trying to open up a different lane, because I do feel like we get those opportunities, you know what I mean? I'm making sure I say it on camera because, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker steal it and act like I ain't said it. So, you feel me? The opportunities, we got these big crowds we be in front of, millions of views you be in front of, and a lot of these battlers also make music and they're also dope at what they do. So, like, why not?
night in between a battle instead of us looking at some little bullshit on the side. And also performing too. It don't gotta be no humble set, but niggas be in the middle waiting for another battle for like 10 minutes. They ain't do no 10-minute set, rock it out. Whoever on the stream gonna see that. Whoever in the crowd, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times that's just more branded for these artists. And not only is it more branded for them, but it also helps everybody in return, because even the league now is a place where motherfuckers might get more people that want to show up. Because everybody that's a fan of battle rap sometimes might not be their favorite battler, but he might make their favorite music. So now just the fact he in there, like, I'm still pulling up because I want to hear them songs that he got, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I want to pull up and hear Cal rap the shit from Heavy Press, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I want to pull up and hear Surf rap some shit, you know what I'm saying? From one of his projects. I want to hear Howdy, I want to hear Ab on some validated shit, you know what I'm saying? Nigga might not, it's so many battlers, you got so many people that you can't book them all on the chorus, but you can fill them slots up with, like, you know got some music perform, you know what I'm saying? Boom, bam, like, you feel me? And you have niggas hungry to do different shit, because like you say, everybody ain't finna make it to the top of battle rap, just like you ain't gonna make it to the top of the, you know what I'm saying, rap game, but if these two can coincide and make it, you know, so that was something I was working on. Hopefully it still go down, man. Hopefully BBC is, you know, we petition. DC Gotti, they try to perform on Summer Madness. If not, nigga, you know what I'm saying? We gonna come to that motherfucker and we riot, you know what I'm saying? We just another bar because we performing them more like the fucking riot shit, man. So we gonna be the first nigga to do it.
Just to dispel anything, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like, I be mad at battle rap, you know, tuned out, listening to all the dumb shit and all that.
Always trying to make it seem like we beefing with URL, man. Like, I get that all the time.
Well, they try to block y'all.
Yeah, shit like that.
And I'm like, yo, get you fuck with them. So I know it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is what's going through the mind of battle rap fans and critics who blind us.
Like I say, man, it's just being transparent because we real niggas. It don't even be them. It's just used for an example. I battle at so many different leagues. You know what I'm saying? I just battled Safran on GTX. You know what I'm saying?
In fact, you know me.
You know? And there's other battlers who, let's say, they probably wanted to do that, but then, like, they can't. I don't know why they can't, but they just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they will probably, this is from what I hear, you know, and it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, man, you ain't never supposed to have that be that type of a man or a woman, whoever does these type of things. You know what I'm saying? But we'll be like, how come Leggggggooooooo gets to? You know what I'm saying? And it's not that the league has issues with me. They got disgruntled employees. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to what I said earlier. I'm not an employee. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boss. So it's like, you know, your employees, they mad at what the bosses is doing. Like, how do you do it? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so many words they don't want to tell you. Like, shut the fuck up. He's a boss. We're bosses. They doing boss shit. Like, don't worry about what he doing. He's doing. And he trying to call him. I'm like, all right, man, we'll talk to him. And, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. And then I come back and I'm like, man, knock it off. I got Rosenberg next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll get to it, like, you know what I'm saying? And it be love, like, that's the relationship I got with them, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't have it. I done put in blood, sweat, and tears on URL for years, though. I'm talking about consistent battles, classics. You'll hear this shit. Number 1 and 2 on the app, but since the beginning of this motherfucker, 3 champion of the years. I got ring, I'm decorated, so every battler can't even move how I'm supposed to move. Like, I'm a bigger brand than a lot of motherfuckers, and I've earned the right to be able to stand at the table with smacking them like that and talk to them with that type of respect, because I've already shown and proved on the stage that, like, when you can count on me, you can call me with 2 weeks and I still drop 30 and make it a crazy battle with one of your biggest names. You know what I'm saying? You can count on me to be a main event, carry the show. You know what I'm saying? You can count on me to come up with innovative ideas in the pandemic and COVID to keep battle rap flourishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can count on me to do shit like that. So that's why I'm able to do what I do. That's why our relationship ain't never strained, because as long as they getting money and doing what they doing and I'm getting money doing what I'm doing, we all black business. We should never be beefing. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, how can we beef? We getting money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be happy, especially a product of one of your leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, me coming and being main stage on URL, when you see me flourishing with the ride, you supposed to really be looking like, oh, this nigga Geechee following the blueprint. We got another future millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that's it. Like, that's how you supposed to look at it. Like, you ain't supposed to be like, another millionaire. Like, nigga, we want more. You know what I'm saying? I want a nigga to watch me and be like, well, shit, nigga, me and KP and all this got the ride, man. We gonna name our shit the Mayhem Battle League. And I'm gonna do what I seen them do it. They doing it at strip clubs, man. We gonna do it right here at the motherfucking college and get college people and whatever you take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And keep this shit going. He's here. Pre-order the premium Volt. So for me, no, it'll never be no beef. I don't think it'll never be no beef with them. It's just like I say.
You finna quit.
In between the side talking to bloggers who might have seen that, or a fan who might have seen that, or one of them battlers who might think like that, and then they get to whispering that, then they get to seeing it's like, it's never that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. Like, it's love.
Nah, definitely. And I even seen even with the Swamp battle too, like, you know, it's like, nah, we good. You completely understand whatever situation.
Fuck my guy too in real life too, so I could never be bad. It's like you gotta make a decision for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in a career-wise decision, like, 'cause I battle. So if you feel like them two battles back to back is something you couldn't truly put your 100% in, then if by all means, dude, you know what I mean? I respect that you did that instead of coming up here playing on our shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And then we don't get nothing out of it anyway.
That's real shit.
Like, it wasn't worth it. So, like, you being able to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta respect that more so than anything. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of battlers will just come fuck your shit up, and then, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I've seen it a gang of times where niggas show up and be like, man, now you wanna do something to a nigga. What you doing? Like, you feel me? Like,
yeah, and you know, if you could do it, you could do it, but you want battling Tay-Rock on Summer Madness.
you got big fish to fry. So I wasn't mad at that. And I know Rock is a battle that Swamp been trying to make happen, so, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't, I think that's Trez battle, like I will say that Trez battle was a battle people still want to see, though.
Of course, he said that's the battle he wants.
Yeah, so it's still got to go down, but I understand, like the Tay-Rock situation, Summer Madness for him. If I'm mistaken, this is Swamp probably first Summer Madness.
First,
saying, you feel me? So it's big.
No man, Summer Madness.
You don't know, man, Summer, you feel me? So it's a big moment for him. Go ahead and get cracking. Like, for real, you're supposed to do that. Like, you can't knock that as no man. Like, he came and, hey, did the business right. He gonna do what he gonna do. Come back. Like,
bye-bye. You can go ahead and unask this game. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your night, Wolf. Enjoy the rest of your night.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
No matter what you're in the mood for, almond royal crispy chicken lineup at Burger King, you can't go wrong. Classic, cheesy, spicy, or tangy. Reward yourself with any of the almond royal crispy chicken sandwiches today, only at Burger King.
People often think they can handle their claim on their own. That's exactly what the insurance companies want you to think. If I can't get you more, even after...
Yesterday, an investigation by Mississippi Today found that Brett Favre, along with the help of a former Mississippi governor, obtained welfare funds to help build a new volleyball center at the University of Southern Mississippi. Shannon, how much do you think tarnished Brett Favre's legacy?
Well, I don't think none can tarnish it, because if you go back and look at his history when he played in the NFL, he should have tarnished it already. I talked to people that was in the room when Brett Favre went to the Hall of Fame, and nobody mentioned about text messages that he sent to that jet masseuse. Nobody mentioned anything about the addiction that he suffered from. But yet T.O., they brought up everything. Can you imagine if T.O. would have had an incidents like Brett Favre off the field? T.O. still to this day right now would not be in the Hall of Fame. Yet they walk right past it like Brett Favre did nothing.
That is true. I give you that.
The problem that I have with this situation, you got to be a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest of the lowest. Mississippi is the poorest state in our country.
It's
citizens. So instead of poorest state, Brett Favre is taken from the underserved. You made $100+ million in the NFL. And he didn't know. This is what Brett Favre takes. If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much? So if you gotta ask this question, is there any way the media can find out? You already know you're doing something wrong. The mere fact that you don't want anybody to know. So you know you're doing something wrong. Except he wanted to seem so philanthropic. He wanted to change the perception of the narrative. He take money for some damn volleyball arena.
Well, his
on the place. So you see what Brett Favre did for his alma mater? No, he didn't get no money came out of his pocket. He stole money from people that really needed that money.
Yep.
We just look at the offense and say, guys,
Man, this is embarrassing. And he's not the only one. Ted DiBiase, a former wrestler. Even Marcus Dupree, a great running back at your old school that you loved growing up, Oklahoma. He got money. You got to be really low to take from the poorest of the poor. Brett, you ain't got enough money? Okay, Skip, listen. You know you're not supposed to have this. But how am I going to give the damn speeches? They're paying you to give speeches, and you didn't even give the speeches. And now you won't even pay the money back. And they fired one of the guys that he tried to recoup the money. They fired him when he was a Clinton appointee. This was political.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you get the money back? It has nothing to do with politics. The man got the... This is what we know. Still, when black and brown people do fraud to government, they do it. They hell bent. You get an EBT card and you get WIC and you get stuff like that, boy, they move heaven and earth to try to put you in jail for $400 million. Fact. Now this man just took $1 million. Somebody got $3 million. Somebody got $400,000. And they sitting around like, well, you know, it happened and we'll see. And they're going to get more money and do it all over again.
And to your point, the Mississippi Department of Human Services had to file a civil lawsuit against Brett Favre because he had not paid back the interest he owed on the $1.1 million that he was fraudulently given for giving no speeches.
Right, and he won't even pay the 1.1 back. He won't even pay the interest on the money.
Right, it's $228,000.
I mean, you got to be really low.
Yeah.
You got to be really low. And people and politicians, you got to be really low too. To know that this money is supposed to go to the most underserved. And you take it and give it to people that's made millions or got millions or have the potential to make millions, and you're willing to do that. You're willing to let your people starve. You let your people go underserved. If Brett Favre, you took this money, ain't nothing still. This is what we know.
Yeah.
If people like you, there is nothing you can do to turn them against you. We've seen this before now. We see what's going on right now. We got people bending themselves, becoming contortionists, trying to explain away what somebody doing with top secret documents at their location. They're bending themselves to pretzel. They're looking like Neo in the Matrix.
Yep.
So nothing Brett Favre can do. But he's been a sleazeball. He's been shaky for a very, very long time.
To all of your points, the one thing I'm pretty sure about is Brett Favre will not be seen in any more national TV commercials from this point forward.
Why won't? He's still in Carpenter. He's still throwing passes to Jerry Rice.
This will end that. So we start with his career. And obviously, the great John Madden helped make Brett Favre's career because
he loved him.
He just loved him, and it gave John so much joy to watch Brett play with so much joy. And we give him that. And he was obviously a great football player.
Yes.
I thought he got away with near murder on the football field because he had the greenest light. He could just trot about anything, but he had a huge arm. And he was pretty athletic, especially in his younger days. He did whatever the hell he felt like doing it, and about 75% of the time, it worked.
Yes.
And your brother was there in Green Bay.
Yes,
Sterling,
3 years with him.
3 years with Brett Favre, so he knows what the story was.
Yes.
And I don't think Brett was a bad guy in the locker room, but then we got all kinds of issues going on outside the locker room. Okay. So,
well, considering that he held the Patriots hostage, how many years did he held the Patriots? The Packers hostage. How many? Because isn't that locker room behavior? Well, I'm not playing. I want to retire. I don't want to come to minicamp. I don't want to come to training camp. Trade me. Isn't that locker room behavior? Couldn't that be used against him? He never brought up.
It was diva behavior at the very least. So now I go back to Jeff Pearlman's book that he wrote a few years back on Brett Favre, and it was yesterday on Twitter. He unloaded on him and walked everything back. And if you don't know Jeff Pearlman, he wrote the book on the Showtime Lakers that became the basis for Winning Time, the HBO series. But he did do a book on Brett Favre, and as he said about the positive, he said, I talked about the football heroics, the overcoming obstacles, the practical joker.
But yes, I also included his grossness, his addictions, and his treatment of women. But now, after what he heard about this, he just concluded that Brett Favre is a bad guy. He doesn't deserve the icon treatment. He doesn't deserve acclaim, image rehabilitation, warm stories of gridiron glory. He says, now, taking money that was designated to help poor people in his state and funneling that money to help build an expletive volleyball arena.
Yeah.
Again, it was because his daughter was the volleyball player at that point at Southern Mississippi. He said that is so grotesque, that is so monstrous that he, Jeff Pearlman, is done with Brett Favre. Well, so should everybody else be, because this is just the worst, and it does tarnish his off-the-field legacy. You can't take away from what he did. He won MVPs.
Yeah, he did that. He did that.
We got that.
Yeah.
We got it.
Two things can be true, though.
Two things can be true in this case, for sure. But this is so egregious, this is so over the line, that as yet he has not been criminally charged, nor has the ex-governor who he conspired with.
Yeah.
But something's going to come down from
They should.
Yes.
I mean, you're doing ill. I mean, you communicate through text about illegal activity. You already said, if you pay me, will the media find out about me?
Skip, that's about as damning as it gets.
Skip, you don't think I want to do something for my school, Savannah State? Hell, I would like to give them a $5 million, $10 million donation. But I will not put myself to try to seem philanthropic or this great benefactor and to take from Georgia's poorest. They're the most underserved. Why the hell would I do that? Now, it's probably going to be in my state. Yeah, when I'm gone, yes, Savannah State. I'm going to leave money for Savannah State. But I ain't got it like that. And I'm not trying to be philanthropic to try to show everybody I am. Well, I steal from one. I rob Peter to pay Paul, so people look at me, man, look at what Shannon Sharp did. Bro, for a volleyball arena, $5 million, you're the poorest state. Your people need help the most. And you do this, and then you're $1.1 million in speeches. Who the hell are you going to talk to? Poor people don't hear no damn encouragement. They need help. They need supplies. For what? You give them a belt talk? What the hell? What speeches that he can give? Tell me the speeches that he can possibly give that's going to help the Mississippi's most underserved. That's going to do something for them. He bringing no damn food. He bringing water. He not bringing supplies. How did he help team practicing? What?
And what boggles my mind is he made so much money in the NFL for so long, so much for so long, that he comes across as incredibly miserly. Why couldn't he just give some of his savings? He's fully capable. He's got deep enough pockets at this point. He could have bought the volleyball. He could have paid the $5 million, right?
But everybody wants to spend somebody else's money. I mean, it's just natural. But you got to be pretty low that you would take from the most underserved to fill your need, or so you can seem philanthropic. Really? Because you know they say, man, you see what Brett did? $5 million for a volleyball arena because his daughter played there. He didn't have to do that. He didn't do nothing. The federal government gave that money, but they quick to talk about, black and brown people, they be stealing. And we need to cut out some of this pork and all this. Stop it.
Yep.
The biggest criminals, the people that steal the most. What about that?
Somehow it felt like Brett Favre rose above the addictions, and he somehow rose above the incident with the woman with the jet.
Yeah.
And now he's not going to be able to rise above this one.
Give him a year. Give him a year. He'll be right back. He'll be right back on it. When they like you, you're untouchable. You know that. You've been around this too long. Look at how they treat. Look at some of the guys that was in the steroid era, and then some of the guys that wasn't. How they get treated. They went right on into the hall. No questions asked. This is a joke.
Yahoo Sports reports that the FBI is looking into this and has actually questioned Brett Favre already about it. They also added up the estimated salary goals for him during his NFL career. They're guessing $138 million. His total salary takeaway.
Money he made for endorsements.
Indeed. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's talk a little basketball and theoretical, hypothetical situations. Those are always fun. Who wins between Michael Jordan's dream team and LeBron's redeemed team? We're going to have fun with this one.
We got this. Jordan.
such a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. They've just been
The first one I want to talk about is a family. And this family consists of mom and dad, hard-working people, live in an upper middle-class neighborhood in Lake Wells. 4 children. And Dad goes to work like he always does. He works, as he says, an incredible amount so that his wife can stay home and take care of the 4 children and the house. So he goes to work. And he receives a frantic call from one of the children that, mom's being taken by ambulance to Lake Wells Hospital in exceptionally critical condition. This all happens just after about 9:30 yesterday morning. So Dad goes to the hospital, rushes to the hospital, and determines from the hospital that Mom's died of unknown causes. He goes and gets the daughter out of school. She's 14. And he goes home with his family where they're all grieving together. At about 11:04, we get a phone call from the hospital. They said, we've just discovered this lady that died from unknown causes that was brought in has suspicious injuries. So immediately we go to the hospital and we rush to the house. The hospital thinks at that time possibly she has puncture wounds. And in fact she does. So we get to the house and here's this grieving family and they're shocked by all of a sudden there's patrol cars and homicide detectives that show up. And here's what we discovered.
What?
Seth Settle is 19 years of age. Mom takes daughter to school, comes home, and smells smoke in Seth's bedroom. So she goes and she opens the door, and she said, I've told you before about smoking in this house. Now quit smoking in the house. And she closes the door, and he shoots her through the door. Did you hear what I said? He shoots his mama through the door.
Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return there. Give him an
There's an entrance wound and an exit wound, and she falls to the floor. He jumps up, runs to where his 24-year-old brother is. It's a large house around the corner from the game room, from his bedroom through the game room, around to the main area of the house, and is screaming at his 24-year-old brother, who's in the bathroom and doesn't hear what he says. 24-year-old comes out. Seth has fled the house. He goes looking for his mother and finds her unresponsive in the game room on the floor by Seth's bedroom, and of course dials 911. There is no blood He doesn't know what happened. He didn't hear a gunshot. Seth's fled. They call EMS. EMS cancels us. It's a medical event. Until they get to the hospital, Dad now has arrived at the hospital. Mom's deceased. They initially don't see any wound. They don't see any blood. And only later, when they're...
Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up. I was going to say, don't say.
They're preparing to move Mom. Did one of the nurses notice all of a sudden there's a small amount of blood? And in fact, what has happened, she was shot. The medical examiner did the investigation this morning, and what he determined, this in and out wound went directly through her heart. Her heart immediately quit beating, so there was no blood to pump out. We arrest Seth, take him down to the station, and he confesses. But he colors the event in his best interest. He tells us that he's depressed, and some of his friends confirmed to us that he had a girlfriend about a year ago. He said that Mom opened the door to get on to me about smoking, and I was holding a gun to my head. And she told me to put the cigar out and close the door, and the gun accidentally discharged. We don't believe that. We don't believe that because by all accounts, even his admission that Mom was a absolutely, totally wonderful person and the best mom you could ever have. We do a criminal history, not one blemish on anyone's name. Mom, Dad, the 4 kids. This is truly the wonderful family next door. And he kills his mom. We think he was angry. We think he was mad. We're absolutely confident with the type of mom that this is. There's no way she would have closed that door with her son holding a gun to his head. That's our supposition. He fled, went to a friend's house, told him I accidentally shot Mom. Fled past her. Didn't help, didn't dial 911, hollered something at the brother on the way out of the door. So where are the guns? Well, he tells the detectives, well, I threw them off of the Chalet Suzanne Road into an wooded area. So after hours of searching, we finally determined that another friend had come to the house, and he had asked the other friend to take these 2 firearms away. The friend gave us the firearms, said he wanted me to take the firearms because he was afraid he'd hurt himself. Of course, the friend didn't know Mom was shot. He just knew that Mom had died unexpectedly, and he was just trying to hold the firearms for Seth. Dad, the other brothers, no one had any idea that Seth even had these 2 firearms. And he's too young to possess firearms. The firearms aren't stolen. But at the end of the day, we have, without argument, the most wonderful mom in the world who's now deceased because the 19-year-old kid shot and killed her. I can't begin to tell you the horror of this event. I had the opportunity to talk to Dad, who's just a great, hardworking, good man. And I can tell you the only people that are more shocked and stunned by this than us and law enforcement or the immediate family. No one ever could see this coming. But for whatever reason, he killed his mom. Are there any questions about that before I go to the next one?
Yeah, so you said that it wasn't a stolen gun. Dad though that he had guns. So where's the gun?
He said he bought them off of the street. Now, they're not reported stolen. That doesn't mean that someone didn't steal them and sell them to him, and it never got registered in the computer as a stolen firearm. But there is zero indication that the firearm's stolen. He just bought them. Some friends had them.
It was a cigar he was smoking. There was no drugs or anything.
No drugs. Black and mild cigar.
You show any remorse?
No, he was very stoic. It wasn't that he was unapologetic. He was just very stoic. Said it was a great mom. It was an accident. But he admitted pointing the gun at the door.